Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the 188th episode of Twisted Strands. My name is Jeannie, but you can call me JD, which is my name in a lot of places. And welcome. Thank you for watching my show. I know I'm humble, or just small fish in a big pond, but I appreciate everybody who gives me a chance and keeps watching, especially. This episode is brought to you by Neshaminy Creek Trauger Pilsner. It's a new one for me and my dad, and we picked it up at the ShopRite that's local. So it's actually quite pleasant. I try not to buy beer in cans, but seriously, cans are just as good, and I've been told that they protect the beer from going bad rather quickly, and I'm not even showing you. But yeah, it keeps the beer a little better, a little longer, and it's got a fun picture of some dude wearing a raccoon cap fording a river. So, or whatever. I am so sorry for not recording last week. Last week was one of those really horrible, no good, very bad weeks of not quite fighting the depression. So, I know you all understand that, and I appreciate it so much that you're not pounding down the doors. I know everybody has something else to watch anyway, and I've been watching some of them too, so that's a good thing, right? Variety is the spice of life, and I enjoy being one of your spices. Anyway, let's get on to it. I've got some spinning, some whips, and more stuff and junk than is absolutely necessary. So anyway, let me introduce you to the whip I've been whipping since, oh god, so very long. It's been since May of last year, when my mom was still alive, and this was my hospital project. It's been a work in progress for over a year now. It's finally getting bigger. So this is the baby chalice blanket, and I've got my notes up here, so let me just see who it, Karen Lager, and woo, there goes. I'm using Robin Rand Tweed, and that is a discontinued yarn. We should all be happy that it's discontinued, because it is just god awful. It's not that great. It's rough on the hands. It's just really rough. It's one of those rustic yarns, you know what I mean? Of course you do. Everybody says that Red Heart Super Saver is, oh no, so awful, yada yada. Yeah, this yarn would trump that yarn in discomfort, and you can't even wash this yarn in a machine like you could with Red Heart Super Saver. So yeah, there's that. It's a tough project. Every time I work on it, I hurt my fucking elbow, and this is why I'm not knitting. Since Friday I haven't been knitting, because I'm trying to give my arm a rest, because yeah, every time I work on that, it seems my arm gets fucked up. So anyway, my next, oh, there goes another project. This one's been fun. This is, let me get the Fire and Ice cloth by Janet Nugel. This is a free pattern. I got it from the Ravelry group that I've been a member of for so many years, and it's been pretty fun, and I really like the effect I'm getting. I'm using two different yarns. This is yarn 1, since it's got the stitch marker attached to it, so I know which one it is. And then yarn 2, which is a blue variegated by the same company, and I'm using size 6 needles. Oh, more info on the baby chalice blanket. I am working that in, well, an array and weight yarn, which is a heavy worsted, and size 10 needles. So those are my 2 works that I'm working on, 2 projects that I'm working on, and yeah, that's it for what I'm working on right now. Really, I've been limiting myself to these 2, not only because of arm pain, because I'm actually trying to finish them. While the dishcloth is a pleasure to work on, I know some don't like cotton, but I love cotton. The blanket is a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong, it's a fine pattern. I'm just tired of working on it. Maybe I'm not the type to work on blankets, maybe it's just the yarn that I'm using. Could be a mixture of both. So anyway, this is a finished object, I guess. This is spinning, and I got the idea for this particular yarn from the Teach Yourself Visually How to Spin. And so I was looking through that book for some spinning ideas, and this one is called the Flame Point yarn. That's what it was called in the book. And there you go, that's a good view of it. It's got some sparkle in it, and I'm really, really sorry, but I've forgotten who dyed this. It's a single Hank, and I'll get the info. It's not in my little spinning notebook. I don't know where it is. I have the tag. I keep the tags. Hell if I know where the tags are right now. So this is what it is. I really like it. I did not fold the yarn, so it's a little delicate. I'm gonna have to be careful if I work with it. Yeah. But I loved how it came out. It might just be a fat cat knits and spins again. I like her style of work, but I'm not sure. Sorry, I'll gather the information eventually. But this is the one I finished. It's where you spin one thin single and one thick and thin slub yarn and ply them together. It's very fun to make this. So I recommend giving that a shot. If you've got a nice braid that's rather artsy and you want to make something artsy, it's a pretty easy thing to do. One thin, one thick and thin. Ply it together. Easy peasy. Beautiful effects. Oh man, the air condition is gonna come on today. I can tell that right now. So anyway, I was very happy when I got a package from the UK. I saw this and I had to have it. It's by Countess Ablaze. She's in the UK, and this is called An Obscure Family, the 12 Caesars collection, Emperor Vespasian. And it's got Merino, Angelina, Cecil, and Baby Alpaca. And good lord, these colors. When she showed this on Instagram, I said, I need to have this yarn. This is yarn. Well, it will be yarn eventually. Who the hell knows when I'll get to it. But yeah, just show you all the beauty. And I believe the stellina is purple. Unfortunately, you can't really see it, but it's gorgeous and soft, and I can scarcely wait to spin it up. It's just so pretty. Thank you for making something so pretty. And now I have fiber up my nose. Oh, here's a good bit of sparkle. Don't mean to flip you all off. That's what I plan to do today. There's the sparkle right up. No, up, down, up. Anyway. And I have a bunch of fiber up my nose. C'est la vie. When I spin, it's even worse. Thank God I'm not allergic to wool. Oh man. And this is another thing that I bought. Sugar and cream. I wanted bright orange so I can knit up a cute pumpkin dishy for myself after. Now I'm never gonna feel quite right in the nose because that fiber just went up there. By the way, if you want to shop at this wonderful person's shop, I can understand that. Let me tell you, you can buy this at www.countessa, Countess, ablaze, ABLAZE.com, CountessAblaze.com. See? No? Why not? It's never gonna focus. I'm sorry for wasting our time. Anyway. Achoo! Excuse me. So that's the fibery goodness that I purchased this week. So, I bought this along with a lot of beading stuff, but unfortunately I bought some of the wrong jump rings. You know those little rings that you can buy that you can open up and attach things? Yeah, well, I fucked up and bought the wrong size and thickness. So I put an order into one of the places I like to buy beads from. That is Fire Mountain Gems. I'm sure you've heard of it if you like beads. I know there's a lot of other wonderful places to buy beads from, but that's my first stop for regular old beads. And I purchased some jump rings, so hopefully I will be able to show you my new spiderweb earrings. We'll see. Michael's is the land of temptation for me. I bought way more stuff than I needed, considering making jewelry, and yes, I want to make stitch markers to sell eventually, someday, whatever. So I bought some rings, lots and lots of rings. So that's the first bit of just stuff and junk. So what have I been watching? I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who. I finally finished the last season of Doctor Who. That's because Leanne said, Jeannie, the new season's coming out on the 19th. What are you doing? Watch that. Stop watching so much Supernatural and all that. So I decided to relax and watch some Doctor Who. Turns out I've already caught most of the season, so that's good. And I ended up having to buy from iTunes the Christmas episode. So I got about to the first quarter of that, but I haven't gone back because I've been trying to do stuff. And well, you know what? One thing about Doctor Who, I love it no matter what. I love the TARDIS. I like who's playing the Doctor Who. Peter Capaldi is a great actor, and his support crew is good, and I still have fun watching the show. But I find myself not liking the people behind the writing of the show, and I know it's a popular opinion that the writing kind of sucks for Doctor Who right now. Moffat or something, whatever. Yeah, I'm not liking how it was written. I think it was kind of lazy writing and bad dialogue sometimes. Yeah, there's not a lot of bright spots in the writing, and that's not going to stop me from watching the show. It's just something I'm going to have to say, oh man, why did they make him say that? Or what the fuck are they thinking while they're... As the episode progresses. I was not happy with the last two episodes. A Death in Heaven, I did not like that at all. It seemed lazy, or shoddy, or just... I didn't like how it was. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop watching Doctor Who at all. I love Doctor Who. But just means I'm gonna take the writing with a grain of salt. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but that's what makes life interesting, the fact that there are different opinions. As for Supernatural, I'm getting to the later parts of season 9, and Sam is no longer being as much as a whiny bitch as he usually is. But he still does it. And the episode with Kevin made me cry. I'm just gonna say that. I really liked Kevin's character. So, that's my feelings on Supernatural. Now I'm gonna catch up on that season 9, I think. And oh, I finished Grave Peril. This is what I finished reading this past weekend. Well, I really enjoyed the action. There was a lot of action in this Dresden book, but the way he escaped from the vampires and stuff was just totally out there. I just thought, what the fuck was he on while he wrote this last bit? So bizarre, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. But anyway, yeah. Just weird ending. I'm currently reading Nevermore, which is, yes, I'll be getting back to that episode of, oh, what was it? Oh, Piecework. I'm going to get to Piecework, so I want to get to the cover. There it is. I'm reading Nevermore now, and it's the first of the Supernatural. There we go. Meh. So that's what I'm reading right now. I just finished the first chapter, so really still wondering about it. But that's on my Nook in the purple, because I didn't have TARDIS blue cover. After that, I'm kind of planning on trying to read George R. Martin's A Game of Thrones. I've never read this before. It's the first book. Fuck if I know. I think it's the first one. My dad bought this to try out. Oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, going to start reading this after I'm done with Nevermore, and I have no idea if I'm going to like it or not. My dad read 8 pages of it and said, "Feh." So, we'll see if I like it or not. But that's not going to be until a week and a half from now or whatever. So, anyway, speaking of what I'm reading, I did go through a lot of this latest issue of Piecework. Now, you can see why I'd be very excited about this, because it seemed to be literature. Yeah, literature. From timeless literature. Derp. It's right here on the fucking cover, Jeannie. Anyway, so I've read a few of the articles, and while some of the projects are kind of pretty, and I did not finish reading everything. I think my favorite is this gorgeous medallion Russian shawl in it. This is just gorgeous. I have no idea if I'm ever going to do it, but I've got the pattern for it, so that's good. So basically, the whole theme of this issue is literature and knitting, and unfortunately, I found myself so far disappointed with, well, with how they're trying to tie famous yarns with using yarn, and I just thought to myself, okay, what does Sherlock have to do with knitting? That's one thing they were talking about. Turns out he's not knitting or never even touched yarn and needles. It's just that his wife had some hand knit socks that she wanted to put on him before he was buried. So you can imagine my dismay at seeing that this was not anything about him knitting or him including knitting in his stories. Just about a fucking pair of socks. And they showed a pair of socks. Those aren't even the ones she buried him with, of course. Then they have a pair of socks that has nothing to do with Sherlock, of course. Those do look kind of neat, though. But anyway, I was just disappointed because they said, oh, and Nathaniel Hawthorne and knitting. Again, I'm all cool. Guy knitting. And it was really nothing about how he knit, except for maybe in school. A lot of kids knit in school back then. Jeez. So while there is some hope for this issue, basically if I saw this on the newsstand and had a chance to skim it before buying, I'd probably buy it anyway. But yeah, it's not really all that much literature and knitting. It's more literature or knitting. So I was a bit disappointed. Let's face it, I like seeing men knit. Or anybody knit, for that matter. Or crochet. I'm not biased. I hope that made sense for you. That was a dumb review. I'm sorry. Feeling better than last week, but not quite there. But anyway, that's all I have for you for now. Thank you to the 2 or 3 people that subscribed. I appreciate it. If you'd like to become one of my subscribers, I would love that. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't already. I will try to keep up a better schedule. I'm feeling a little bit better now. Sorry for no Cleo, but she's trying to catch as much as the fan downstairs in the living room as much as possible. Plus I got her some new treats and toys, so she's probably sleeping on top of them. That's what she does, eh? Anyway, thank you so much for watching me. I hope you enjoyed the episode, such as it was. And let me leave you with my favorite parting thought. You ready? Ready? Want to say it with me? Whenever you're doing crafts, from the simple to the heirloom knit or crochet, you're making the world a more beautiful place, and for that, I thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope to see you again next week. Ciao, everybody.